Hey everybody, this is MyCollectables coming back with another video for you. This is a recap of the recent AMA that we had on Twitter with Veve and all the things that we talked about during that AMA. I got to ask a question or two. That was great. And of course, lots of people asked questions and they got great answers. So just in case you missed it, this is a nice recap video. If you like this video, then please hit like. You can also subscribe to the channel. That would be great. And please comment down below in case I didn't cover everything. There's certain things that I'm definitely going to leave out, certain things that I just, didn't cover. But, this video was all about the more key things that I took out of it. And I really wanted to share that with you, right? So let's get into it really quick right here. So Twitter Spaces AMA, like I said, go to Veve's Twitter account. You can always follow them there. They're always posting news. And the next time one of these things comes up, you definitely want to get in. Now, big question for me that came out of this is it time to delist now? And that's a question mark, right? Because what's going to happen and what they covered in the Spaces when they were asking about these bot accounts, they're going to be deleting, they're going to be planning on moving them overnight. So basically what's happening with that is they're going to be like locating these bot accounts, the big heavy hitters, the ones that have been doing a lot of damage or whatever. And overnight, they're going to be added to a queue, and that queue is going to be deleting them overnight. And meanwhile, their accounts will be restricted. So their listings are going to start coming down overnight every single night. Where, it's not going to all happen at once. It's going to happen over time. But, there's a lot of accounts right now, a lot of listings that obviously look suspicious, and they're going to be deleting pretty much all of them. So if you're listing stuff right now, one of the thoughts I had from this AMA was like, should you be maybe removing your listing for a couple days just to see what happens with this? Of course, do whatever you want, but it's a question, right? This is something. If you're listing for cheaper than bot accounts, some of them are going to be deleted overnight. It could happen at any time. We'll see. That's a good question for me coming forward, right? But that's something they talked about that they're going to be doing. And this is a result. Low numbers could start to happen over time because the floors could rise because they're going to be deleting a lot of these accounts every single night. All right. So the market, check it in the morning. It's going to change all the time. That's a big thing that came out of it for me as well. Now, they have an article that they released. You can go on Medium. I put the link in the description. This talks all about the updates and the transfers and everything like that, about what they're going to do. Now, this is something that was talked about at length in the AMA as well. People asked a lot of questions about this. Basically, there's no transfers. Okay, we already know that. You can't transfer anything right now, but they're going to be bringing them back once they have KYC, know your customer implemented. And that's when, you're able to add your personal information to your account. And then you're able to they know that you're a real person and not just some throwaway bot account. And then of course, after they get that implemented, which they're doing now, they're going to be ongoing. They're going to be putting this together very soon and coming out. Then they might start reinstituting transfers is what they said, but we don't have a timeline on that. So for the time being, we have no transfers still in the app, which is a good thing for now, I think, even though we love the giveaways here on the channel. But you know what I mean, right? They got to handle the situation. That was a big one, right? Another big one, of course, that you know about is no gem transfers at all, because they have lots of problems with all sorts of regulations. This is coming from money laundering stuff and all sorts of stuff that could potentially be happening. It's likely gone forever. I don't know if this will ever come back. It wasn't said that it will ever come back where you're able to transfer gems from one account to another. Okay, it's anti-money laundering type of stuff, the AMLs, and that's a big deal, especially for regulations they have to deal with all these different countries, and so this is a big thing for them. So I'm not sure if this will ever come back. That's one thing I got from the AMA. Now, it might one day, I don't know, but I highly doubt it. We'll see what happens, but the transfers, they should be coming back eventually, right? There's delays. Okay, this is another big thing that I got out of it, but it's not delays from Veve's part. There's regulations. Like I said, the countries are really cracking down on all this kind of NFT stuff, and people are using them for not so savory reasons, right? And so it's a little bit harder for them to get the MLT put in place, or MTL put in place, sorry, and all of these regulations. So that's one of the big things I got out of it too, is that those delays come from their application process and all those kind of processes as well. And like I said, this is because of anti-money laundering and all that kind of stuff, right? So these are the reasons their delays are happening. Once they also talked about if they're working on something in the app and then they have to switch gears to work on this kind of thing, right? So, their team is working really hard on this. This is what we got from it. And it's all going to eventually come, work its way out. It's going to be really good in the end, but they got to do it right. So they're taking their time doing it. doing as fast as they can, of course, right? So KYC is another thing that I got out of it that's coming soon. This is, of course, where it's called Know Your Customer. This is where you have to sign up and make sure that it's you and it attaches your identity to your account and the whole thing. And they are working with like a really top provider in this area. So that's really going to help streamline it. They're going to have this thing in place really well. That'll help open up transfers again and also secure your account, right? So it's going to be a really positive thing. They're already doing it a little bit right now. If somebody gets their account blocked, and then they submit a ticket and then they get it reopened, they usually do a KYC right there. And then that person's account is all good to go. So this is a process that's coming really soon. They're going to be announcing it, of course. They're going to be bringing it out. When they do, be ready. It's going to be great for the app as well. Now, like I said, nightly removals are happening. This is a big deal. It's one of the biggest things that I took from this AMA. Is that, like I said, these bot accounts are going to be, they're being located, they're being pinpointed, and then their stuff is going to be removed overnight, every single night. It's going to happen over time, and their accounts are going to be restricted right away. So they won't be able to do anything or go for more drops or transfer or do anything like that or sell. They're just going to be locked. And then you'll see these listings disappear. So let's keep our close eye on that. It's going to be quite amazing, right? So NFTs from them, like people are wondering also, this is one big thing I got from this AMA as well, is what would happen to those NFTs, those comics, those collectibles that are sitting in the market right now that are, under bot control. Once they get removed, what's going to happen to them? So they said they're going to be held on to probably for about 12 months or so. That's about kind of how long they have to be held on to. So that means they'll be out of the circulating supply. And then at that point, they'll be able to figure out if they're going to just destroy them, burn them, or maybe keep them, for like other reasons, like maybe handing out for promotions or new drops. We'll see. But they will be gone out of the marketplace and out of anyone's sight and not attainable for as long as it's going to take, right? For about 12 months, they said minimum. So that means once these bot accounts are gone, the circulating supply of a lot of these collectibles are going to go down, and they're most likely not going to be coming back. We'll see what they do with them in the future, but they're probably going to get destroyed or burned. That's one thing I got out of this AMA as well. NFTs also will have interoperability, which interoperability eventually one day, which means that they will eventually be able to use off app, so we have immutable X and all that kind of stuff. So that's coming in the future as well. We're not just going to have our stuff, locked into the app forever, right? And this will obviously happen with the local artists and smaller IPs first. The bigger ones, it's going to take a lot more to get them. We're talking Marvel and Disney, all them. Those won't probably go as quick as the other ones. So that's an interesting thing as well, right? Sets. This is another big thing that we had happen that was really interesting, that we found out about in the AMA, is that sets will become more important as we go along in the future. They're going to be adding like benefits to people who own sets. I mean, this is, in the future, obviously. So it's going to become more and more apparent for you to go after sets of collectibles. They'll get special bonuses or maybe tickets to drops or, special, things. They weren't really specific about it, but that's okay. But somebody asked about that. And that was one of the big things I thought that came out of it, is that, we were going to have to start collecting sets a bit more in the future. If, and it could potentially be like, if you get the whole Coca-Cola set, maybe then you'll get a special, like more opportunities to get their next drop or get something special with Coca-Cola. So these are kind of the things that are going to be happening in the future as well, right? Promos will be coming soon. So this is the question that I ask about marketing and stuff, about like, how many they're going to be doing TV commercials and all sorts of stuff. I wasn't serious about the TV necessarily, but, in the future, they will be doing more marketing for the app, but really what they said, they want to make sure they have all these things in place, like MTL, KYC, all of these things in place, bots more under control before they start doing mass marketing. And also once they do that too, they're going to get a lot more people in the app. And, the team is really working hard to get, the people that we have in the app right now, everything solidified before they really branch out. So that's all going to be coming in the future as well, right? So the other big thing is that this Saturday, we're getting a new black and white Batman drop. That's amazing. They talked about that. It's actually tweeted now. You can go to the Twitter account of Veve and you can see it there. And also on Sunday, we're getting Major League Baseball stamps, which are absolutely cool. That's coming on Sunday as well. So that's a quick recap of the AMA. Let me know what you think about it in the comments section below. I'll see you in the next video, and happy collecting.